and Professor Marsh saw it too. I watched the shift happen in her expression, the academic detachment crumbling into something raw and desperate. She had a daughter, Emma, 9 years old, diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor 3 months earlier. The doctors had given her 6 months, maybe less. Professor Marsh hadn't told anyone at the university. She'd been teaching her lectures, grading papers, maintaining the facade while her child was dying. I didn't know until she told me that afternoon in her office, voice breaking, hands pressed flat against the photographs, like she could draw power from them through sheer force of will. She wanted to try the ritual. She needed to try, and she wanted me to help her. I said yes. I didn't hesitate. I told myself it was for her daughter, that saving a child's life justified the risk, but that was a lie. I wanted to see if it worked. I wanted to be right. I wanted to prove that the old stories were true, that there were still doors in the world that led to places we'd forgotten how to reach. We were both so arrogant, so catastrophically stupid. We performed the ritual 3 weeks later in the basement of Professor Marsh's house. She had converted the space into a study years ago, lined with bookshelves and filing cabinets, a desk buried under layers of research. We moved everything against the walls, cleared the center of the room, and used chalk to draw the patterns exactly as the manuscript specified. The anchor was a medieval coin I'd acquired years earlier from a dealer in Amsterdam, a silver piece that had been found in a mass grave. Thousands of people had touched it, died clutching it, poured their desperation into the metal. It fit the requirements perfectly. Professor Marsh spoke the words. Her Latin pronunciation was better than mine, more precise. I stood outside the circle, watching, holding the manuscript printout, ready to correct her if she deviated from the script, but she didn't need the correction. She'd memorized the entire sequence. Her voice was steady, controlled, even as she pricked her finger with a sterilized needle and let 3 drops of blood fall onto the designated points within the pattern. The blood hit the chalk and seemed to sink into the concrete, disappearing like water into parched earth. Nothing happened. We stood there for 5 minutes, then 10, waiting for some sign, some manifestation. The basement remained exactly as it had been. No temperature drop, no strange sounds, no supernatural presence. Professor Marsh looked like she might cry. I felt the disappointment, like a physical weight, crushing and nauseating. We'd been wrong.